This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl here at the beautiful Cruising Yacht Club of Australia. Let's get straight into your Adventures Weekly update for this week.
Sailing news in 60 seconds.
We're into the third week of the Vendee Globe, and unfortunately one of the favourites for this race, the winner in 2004 and 5, Vincent Riau of PRB, has been forced to pull out after hitting a submerged object. He was going to try and continue, but when he found out the keel pin was compromised, he was forced to retire on day 14, the same day that he had to retire in the 2012-13 Vendee Globe.
It's a great disappointment for me to have to abandon. But the thing is, you've got to imagine all the people that are involved in this adventure. You've got to imagine the disappointment of this whole community who supported us. And it's true. It's a burden that's hard to carry.
He did make his way towards Cape Town, where he got in just one night after Morgan Lagriviere of Safran, who was also forced to retire after hitting an unidentified object. There seemed to be a lot of unidentified objects in this race, and he broke a rudder. Morgan was in fourth place. He took solace in a pod of whales that you can see here greeting him as he arrived in the harbour just off Cape Town. Now, fifth place Jeremy Bayot of Matrakok is now racing blind after revealing that his satellite weather system has sustained irreparable damage.
I spend a lot of time at the chart table making assumptions, making diagrams, whereas it should be done with one click. It takes up a lot of time, and on top of that, it's not very efficient. Because here, for example, I thought there would be 20 to 23 knots, and in the end, there are gusts at 30.
He is about 700 nautical miles behind the leading pair of Hugo Boss and Bank Populaire off the coast of South Africa.
We're going to try to catch up with our friend Alex, the Brit. It's the beginning of the crunch.
Hugo Boss's Alex Thompson held the lead for most of the week, but he was overtaken by Bank Populaire. As we know, Alex Thompson has also already hit some unidentified objects, losing his starboard foil. Bank Populaire now leads Alex Thompson by just over 30 nautical miles. In third, Edmund de Rothschild, and in fourth, SMA. You can see here some amazing images of those third and fourth place boats. Just incredible. And we will continue to keep you updated on the progress of these Vendee Globe skippers as they progress into the Indian Ocean. Now onto the RORC's Transatlantic Race from Lanzarote in the Canary Islands all the way to Grenada in the Caribbean. I believe this race is 2,995 nautical miles, just off the top of my head, as you can see here on this diagram. Hopefully it comes out for you guys. But the most exciting thing for multi-hull fans especially is that we're seeing a rematch of Fado 3 and Maserati, the two Mod 70s, one foiling Maserati and one non-foiling Fado 3. And at the moment, Lloyd Thornburg's multi-record holding Fado 3, skippered by Brian Thompson, has pulled out a lead of more than 100 nautical miles just in 2 nights on Giovanni Soldini's Italian Mod 70 Maserati. In the IRC fleet, Mike Slade's Leopard 3 has taken a lead of over 30 nautical miles over the first 2 nights. And a shout out to Libby Greenhouse and all of the greenhouses that are in the fleet. It's a bit of a family reunion. We'll be following this race over the next few weeks and keeping you updated. Now, on to the Rolex Sydney Hobart, and I'm here at the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia, the home of the Rolex Sydney Hobart. Sadly, I have to give a bit of a shout out to the team from South Australia, Concubine Yachting. Unfortunately, they did break their mast in their qualification race, so a shout out to that team. I know that you've done so much to make it to the start again for the second time in a row this year, and hopefully we'll see you next year for the start here on Boxing Day. Luda Ingval's CQS has completed their qualification for the Great Race, crossing the finish line of the White Island race off the Royal Akarana Yacht Club nearly 7 hours ahead of the second boat and setting a new monohull course record. It sounds like there's going to be plenty of heavyweight Kiwi sailing talent on board. Chris Dixon, Rodney Keenan and Chris Main will be on board, and I can't wait to be right here on the ground at the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia with over 20 interviews and then live commentary of the start, which will be available globally. So make sure you keep an eye on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram at SailorGirlHQ or www.adventuresofasailorgirl.com. We'll be keeping you posted and up to date, not only every week here with Adventures Weekly, but whenever we can. This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl signing off. See you soon.